March 2007, troops operating under AMISOM were deployed in Somalia for the first time. They landed here on a sole mission to secure and restore stability in the country. Prior to their deployment, Al-Shabaab grabbed the headlines over thoughtless brutality to those within and outside Somalia. At the time, the Al-Qaeda-linked terror network had taken control of several regions of Somalia. AMISOM's first mission was to wrest full control of these areas from the terrorists.
I do not think that you can compare AMISOM to other UN peacekeeping missions. This is a totally different mission. And with it comes a lot of sacrifices. Our tasks include degrading Al-Shabaab. And from deployment of AMISOM in 2007, from Mogadishu, which was like a beachhead, to now areas that are controlled by AMISOM, I think a lot of progress has been made.
Areas such as the country's capital, Mogadishu, was the first to be unshackled from the yoke of the insurgents. Soon after, the troops trailed the militants to their hideouts in the remotest parts of Somalia. This onslaught dealt Al-Shabaab a major blow, paving way for Somalia to finally start functioning as a state.
Somalia is open for international business, with the regional and international airlines flying into the country. We have Qatar Airways, Turkish Airlines, Kenya Airways, Ethiopian Airlines, operating regular flights in and out of Somalia. A number of international organizations have set up residence in Somalia, with foreign embassies reopening.
The gains made perhaps informed United Nations Security Council's decision to review AMISOM's mandate, recommending troops drawdown and ultimate final exit in 2021. But the troops drawdown doesn't mean the enemy has been annihilated.
Al-Shabaab is a terrorist organization which uses guerrilla methods, asymmetric warfare to achieve its objectives. They cannot face AMISOM or any forces face to face. They rely on surprise, they rely on hiding, they rely on trying to confuse themselves within the masses.
AMISOM says the group is still able to enlist hundreds into its ranks to wage its war.
Al-Shabaab is able to recruit and therefore regenerate easily through abductions, through other forms of conscription. What Al-Shabaab does is compel families to surrender their children if they cannot pay zakat. You either pay zakat or surrender your children to join the movement. So if a number of these families cannot provide the taxes that Al-Shabaab is asking for, they would rather surrender the children or else get killed.
This is the challenge the troops must deal with as they seek to take full control of Somalia. The mere fact that they are able to regenerate their numbers so quickly, even after being hit considerably harder, is a worry to everyone concerned.
For you to be able to adequately fight an insurgency, you need domination of ground. And domination of ground means numbers. That means you must have adequate numbers to literally flood the area. That's how you are able to fish out insurgents from amongst the population. Al-Shabaab has perfected its act by gelling in the population. And so for you to be able to identify, first of all, the population must have confidence that you're going to secure it.
What then does this mean for the future of Somalia and the region? How realistic is the planned AMISOM exit in 2021?
The transition is conceived in a manner that there must be assurances and possibility of whatever forces remain behind, they should be in a position to face the level of challenges that might show up at that moment.
UN or AMISOM will not just walk away from Somalia one morning. There will be a security assessment thoroughly done and say, yes, the Somali security forces now are meeting the parameters to take care of their own security. If they don't meet, then I'm sure the UN and the AU will sit down and decide that this parameter has not been met.
Is the Somali National Army now able to assume full responsibility of securing the country? The countdown to the deadline has begun, and only time will tell whether Somalia will finally stand on its own feet after decades of instability and conflict. After 12 years of massive security operation inside Somalia, AMISOM says its forces has been able to liberate many regions that had been turned into Al-Shabaab territories. The AU and UN-backed forces now on a capacity-building mission in a bid to transfer security responsibilities to Somali National Army when AMISOM exits. Eric Biagon, Channel One, Doble, Somalia.